When we think about how the church can make a positive difference in our communities, we often think big picture. After all, those communities are often made up of thousands of people, so to make a big difference, we have to make big programs, which means being a big church. It's true that God is a God of the grand scale, creator of the universe and Lord of all things. But God is also a God of the small, the seemingly insignificant, the unnoticed. Jesus said, "What is the price of 2 sparrows? 1 copper coin? But not a single sparrow can fall to the ground without your Father knowing it." Being good news in our communities starts not with the big programs that take lots of people, time, money and equipment. Being good news begins with the acts of love and kindness we do each day for our neighbours. As someone once wisely said, how can you be the good news for others if the way you act is bad news? When Jesus sent out his disciples, it was with a simple instruction to both show and tell the good news, one-to-one, up close and personal, with love. They were to pass on the blessings they'd received. Give as freely as you've received, he said. Paul reminds us that as friends of Jesus, we must clothe ourselves with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness and patience. This is how we make the good news of Jesus authentic and real for people. You know, folk today ask one question of us before any other, and it's this: does your faith make a difference to me? Is it genuine? Is it just words? Or does your good news mean that you treat me with love? That's what James meant when he said, "What good is it, dear brothers and sisters, if you say you have faith but don't show it by your actions? Can that kind of faith save anyone? Suppose you see a brother or sister who has no food or clothing and you say, 'Goodbye and have a good day, stay warm and eat well,' but then you don't give that person any food or clothing. What good does that do?" So every day as individual Christians, it's good to ask, how can I be good news to the individuals I meet? How will I be kind and humble, gentle and patient with my neighbours, work colleagues, friends, family and strangers? Hebrews in the New Testament warns us, don't forget to show hospitality to strangers, for some who have done this have entertained angels without realising it. But let's go further. It's not just about the people we know or even the ones we don't. It's also about being good news to those we know but don't get on with. That's the challenge. To be good news to those for whom it wouldn't come naturally to us, the ones who don't treat us well or whom we find difficult. Jesus said, "Love your enemies, do good to them, lend to them without expecting to be repaid. Then your reward from heaven will be very great, and you will truly be acting as children of the Most High, for he is kind to those who are unthankful and wicked. You must be compassionate, just as your Father is compassionate." The Good Samaritan is perhaps Jesus' most famous story of being good news one-on-one. A Samaritan showing his enemy, the Jew, kindness, compassion and love. I wonder, could we do the same? How can we show God's love to the people who are friends, strangers and enemies alike? What are the simple acts of kindness and compassion that will be good news to the individuals that you meet?